Welcome to another Officepools.com tutorial, and in this video I'm going to quickly show you how to set up a football survivor pool. Now when you go to our lovely homepage here, you will see Football Pick'em. Just go ahead and click on that and you will be taken to three different options you have. We have NFL Pick'em, which I've already shown a video for that. And we're going to be focusing in this video on NFL Survivor. Now, what is NFL Survivor? It's similar to NFL Pick'em, except in an NFL Survivor pool, each poolie picks one team they think are going to win. Or if you happen to play in a loser Survivor pool, you're picking one team to lose. And then generally rules are you can't pick that team again. And if you happen to get your pick correct, you move on to the next week. If you happen to get it wrong, then unfortunately you're out. It's a ruthless game, so I'll show you how to set this up. Okay, here in step one, really easy. You want to put in the pool name. You can use a combination of letters, numbers, and characters. I'm going to call this Survivor Test 1. And here you have your scoring start date. This is automatically set to the beginning of the NFL season. Same with your end date. Not too many people play with these dates. If you feel like you have a reason to start later on in the season, you can, and this is where you can do that. But most people keep the dates the same. The one date that you might want to play around with is the entry cutoff date. This is the latest date and time that online pool entries will be accepted. So you can set this if you want to give people an extra time to join your pool. You may want to change this date to maybe a week in the future or a few days after the regular season begins. Up to you, but that's where this is where you change it. It's the deadline for people to enter your pool. You can enable trash talk or you can take it off. It's up to you if you want to allow people to have a little fun. Just keep it clean. In advanced settings, we've actually just added this season. This is called an entry limit. And so you can actually have, you can cap your pool off at like 25 teams or 100 teams, whatever you want to do. Some administrators ask for this. They like to be able to cap how many entries, especially if they have very large pools. You can do that here. However, if you don't care, just leave it blank. Show team owners and standings. This is something we added because not everybody wants, some people just want to be anonymous, especially in very large public pools and everybody doesn't know each other. You can just click on this and it won't show the owners of each team. However, if you're in a pool and you do want to know who owns each team, just click on that. So if everything looks good to you, go ahead and hit create and move on to step 2. So let's take a look at step 2, how to set up your scoring in an NFL Survivor pool. So first thing we're going to take a look at here is number of lives. This is how many lives each poolie has in your Survivor pool. So if they get one wrong, if they're in a winner type scoring Survivor pool, and they get their one pick wrong, then they're out. Now, there's about 17 games in the NFL season. It's not really a long season. So generally, most people play with one life. However, you can change this to 2 or whatever you want. But most people play with one. The other rule in Survivor Pool is usually you're only allowed to pick a team once out of the 17 games. So it forces people to be kind of very selective in what teams they pick for what matchups throughout the season. There's a little bit of strategy involved. So this is automatically set to 1. But if you want to allow poolies to pick a team more than once, you can set that here. Scoring type, most people play with winner scoring type, a winner survivor pool, where each poolie must pick the one winner who they think is going to win for that week out of all the matchups for that week. They pick the one team that they think is going to win. And if they get that correct, they get a point. If they don't get that correct, then obviously they are out. And of course, a loser is the opposite. Each poolie picks who they think is going to lose, one team they think is going to lose that week. And so if that team happens to win, well, they get it wrong. Now, one thing just to know, for winner scoring types as well as loser scoring types, a tie means it's an incorrect pick. So it doesn't matter if you're picking winners or losers, a tie is an incorrect pick, and it goes down as such. So just remember that when you're setting up your scoring. Pretty self-explanatory. You to kind of decide what you want to do, and when you figure that out, press save, and we shall move on. Once you've kind of set everything up, you set up your scoring and you know all the basics with this pool, you want to start inviting your friends and colleagues and whatnot. And so you can start inviting your friends by just clicking invite friends here, or you can click on the invites tab up here as well. The easiest way to invite people, and the way that I always recommend people, is to use this link right here. It's called the shareable invite link. This link you copy and paste it to a text message, to email. You can as well you can send it through social media, however you want. All someone has to do is click on this link, and they immediately go to the setup page or to create an Office Pools account, and then go to your setup page where they can make their picks and set their team up. So that's the easiest way of going about it, that link right there. Or you can enter people's email addresses in here. So we could go joe@yahoo.com. Go down here, hit add, and he'll go here. And once you've entered in all your email addresses and have added it to this box, click I'm not a robot. Make sure that you also click that you are complying with Canada's anti-spam legislation, which you are, and then hit send. Now you can't write any specific message or anything. This just automatically sends pretty much this link essentially, but it just sends a basic email to whoever you're invited to join the pool. But if you want to write something a little more personal, you want to, like I said, a quick and dirty way of inviting people, this link is the best way to go about it. But you have two different ways to invite people to your pool. Okay, just another thing I want to show you here. Once you've invited people to your pool, you can set up a broadcast message if you'd like, just by clicking on messaging up here. And you can write a welcome message. Welcome. And you can put an expiry date on that. Keep it up for a week. So you can write like a message here. You can tell people a little bit about your pool, maybe what the pricing is going to be, things like that. This message will actually come up when people finally join your pool. They'll see this message, and so they have a little bit more information about what's going on and the parameters and rules for your pool and whatnot. Some people like to do this. So this is where if you want to send a broadcast message to everybody in the pool that they see when they log in, this is where you do that. And then once you have your message, just hit save. So in messaging isn't the only way you can communicate with your poolies. If you go and click on entries here, you'll be taken to a page which will show everybody who's entered your pool. I really hope it's more than one person. But anyway, this is where you'll see everybody who's joined your pool, and you can actually direct message whoever you want. So say T-Dot here, you want to message him. Just you can message multiple people if you want. Just click on all the boxes beside them, whatever teams you want to message, and then send a message to select entries. You can type in a message like pay me, which I'm sure you're going to be sending a lot of. Write in a message here. Hey, pay me. And then click send. And that will send a direct email to all the poolies that you selected. Okay? Pretty self-explanatory. Another little thing to look at here is you can actually edit players' picks. So say T-Dot here. Oh, man, he was so busy. He couldn't get his pick in on time. So you can go in and find him, find the team. Click that edit button, go to the week that you want to edit. Say it's week 2. Find the team you want to edit. Say they wanted to take the Indianapolis Colts. There you go. You've made that pick for them. And you don't have to save? No. You can just go back to team list. And there you go. You can mark them as paid or unpaid. Update. If they want to get their weekly update emails, which a lot of people like, just make sure that that's checked. Or if they don't want those emails, then just uncheck it for them. But that's where you do that. Otherwise, this is where you get everything done. Pretty basic, but it's a very important window for administrators just to kind of keep things organized. Okay, just a couple other things I want to show you before we leave the administrator window. In the general tab, I didn't really go over this at the beginning, but there's a couple little things you can do here. There's the customization button. Here you can put in a logo if you want. If you got a company logo or just a logo for your pool, you can do that here. You can type in the website that when people click on the logo and go to, the web URL will take to whatever website you want, maybe a company website or whatever. That's where you do that. Admin actions. With the Survivor pool, the only admin action you have is to delete the pool. So if things don't go right or something's going on, you don't get enough poolies, just don't want to do this anymore, you can delete the pool right there. Of course, support is self-explanatory, but I always recommend before you email us at help@officepools.com, go to our support center. We have an awesome support center that will show you, it will give you a variety of articles that can help you with NFL, Pick'em, Survivor, hockey, whatever you want to do. And so once you're done that, once you're done with your entire pool setup, I just want to show you what it looks like for a user. So if you want to go to the user menu, just click this green button here, and that will take you out of the admin. It'll take you to the standings page. You'll see everybody on the standings. I just wanted to, one thing to make mention here when it comes to scoring. So with a Survivor pool, we've kept Thursday games within the pool. I know some people don't like to play with Thursday games. You are welcome to skip the Thursday game. But with Survivor pools, you must have your weekend pick, whether most likely it's going to be a Sunday game, could even be the Monday night game. You must have your pick in for Survivor before the first game, whether that be a Saturday game or a Sunday game, before the first NFL game after the Thursday game. Okay? So if you're picking for a Thursday game, you must make your pick before the Thursday game starts. If you're making your pick for an odd Saturday game or a Sunday game, or the Monday nighter game, you must have your pick in before the first weekend game starts, whether that be Saturday or if there's no Saturday games, that's the first game on Sunday. I hope that makes sense. But that's how it works. Again, if somebody doesn't understand that, they screw up, you can go as the administrator, once again, go to entries, and you can edit that person's pick if they happen to screw this up. But that's how it works with the rolling deadline that we have on Survivor. And just a few other things I want to show you. Poolies can pick reports. And once the picking deadline is passed for the week, the report will show what all the other poolies have picked for that week and previous weeks, obviously. You can even click on the consensus report. It'll show you how many people picked the same team. And back to standings. Other poolies will not be able to see what other players have picked until the picking deadline is over. Again, the very first game of the weekend. Once that has passed, then poolies will be able to see what other players picked. But up until that deadline, nobody will be able to see who's picked what. However, you as the administrator, if you were to click on any of these teams, because you have administrator power, you could actually see what each poolie has picked. you kind of need to do that just to verify things. And if somebody had a complaint or something, you can verify everything. Messaging, pretty self-explanatory. If there's any messages from the administrator, that would be there. Pool details will show you everything, the rules, the start date, scoring, how everything's done, all the details of the pool. And so there you go. That is what it looks like on the standings page. And you're back here at the admin window where you can do a lot of the magic. And that's basically how you set up a NFL Survivor pool here on Officepools.com. Now, if you have any questions, again, I recommend going to our support center here. You can click on football. And it'll have all kinds of questions for you, all kinds of articles with answers to those questions. We also have the video tutorials, as you know, because you're watching this one. And so, yeah, that's our support center. Or you can always email us at help@officepools.com. We're happy to help you. And for any question that you have, there's no dumb questions. And yeah, that's how it works. Thank you for following me along here on this video tutorial. And by all means, hit us up anytime, and I hope you enjoy it.